That starts a Demm report.
Well, I got some very important news from Eddie M., a P1 who sent this one in. And Robert Dix, it's a story of Robert Dix of Kansas, has a lot in common with at least two members of this program. Robert has sleep apnea.
That's me and you, Biggie. We've got to pay attention to this now. We've got to pay attention to this.
And Robert has been using a CPAP since he was diagnosed with apnea back in 2016.
Okay, I've been going. How long have I had my? Probably almost 10 years now.
Yeah, I think we're both the same. I think you got yours a few months ahead of me.
Yep. I think it's been more than 10 years, actually.
Should you
Oh, my
celebrate?
gosh, you guys didn't celebrate.
You didn't celebrate anything.
We should have.
Yeah.
We should. That's a milestone.
What's the 10-year anniversary?
Here.
New hosing.
A new hose casing.
A new hose.
Oh, say it ain't so. Did you get me a new? You can tell by the way it's wrapped. It's hosing.
Yeah, it's hard to hide that one.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. New hosing, new encapsulation.
Do you change your filter often?
Not as much as I should.
Same. I often forget, and then I'll be like, what's that dusty thing in the corner?
Yep.
I'll be like, oh, the filter. I need to clean that out.
Are the filters something you can get online, or do you have to buy them in person?
Online.
No, they're cheap. They're just little pads, but it really does. When you pull it out, you see all the dirt and dust. It stops. Yeah.
I get it. I scoop my cat litter box twice.
But surely they have new equipment now since 10 years ago.
No question.
They do, but I love mine.
Me too. Mine is
got issues.
Listen, mine's bulky and
Yeah.
big, but I like it. Exactly, I like it. It takes up all the side table there.
Shouldn't be that way.
No, they're much smaller now.
Yeah.
Some are the size of a deck of cards now, but by golly, I just like what I like.
What if there be
Exactly.
one? You know how like what do they call them? The synchronized swimmers have those little nose plugs. I wonder if someday they'll have an apnea machine that can just like slide over your nose at night.
Well, there's so many advancements now. Probably so.
Yeah.
And you talked about that thing where they implant it.
Right.
It's not
by
even
your collarbone.
Yeah, like a pacemaker type thing. Were you here when we talked about this, Biggie?
Yeah, I've heard of this.
And they put it up under in your chest. We did have some doctors call and say that is the way to go because it really helps you and it can never wear out. And every 10 years you get a new one implanted in.
Or you just flip it on next. You keep a button next to your bed.
You don't even have to. Yeah, maybe it's next to the bed. I don't think you have to travel with anything. It just knows.
Oh, it knows.
Oh, it knows.
Yeah.
It knows you can't breathe.
I'll tell you, my CPAP has been displaying a message lately that I just ignore, and I tell it, let's keep going. It says, I've reached the end of my usable life.
And you say, and so have I.
But
We're
Nice to meet you.
going together.
Why don't we should start carving that onto your tombstone?
Where does it display? There's a display
Yeah,
on
there's
this
a little
thing?
display.
Yeah, display.
Actually, I bet if you look at
Does
yours.
it look like something from War Games?
Kelly, if you look at yours, I bet it says the same thing. 'Cause I
Probably.
don't think they're meant to go this long.
No.
So when you first plug it in, if it's somewhere else, it'll be like, I've reached the end of my usable life. And I'm like, well, you're still cutting on.
You better replace it because you're going to go in there one night sleepy as hell and
Pricey, though.
shake will start.
I see.
Oh, believe me, I think about that all the time. And sometimes it will just randomly cut off now. And I'm like, oh, no. Let's come back, start patting it. Let's come back to
Mine
life.
too. I had to bang on it a couple of weeks
I've
ago.
said this before. It's the most important relationship I have.
No question. If you don't have that, you can't
I
even
have to
sleep.
have it, yeah.
But I'll tell you this. I know we're off the topic of it. Sometimes in the night, I do two things in the night. I scratch my butt. Okay. And I know I do that. Do you know? Because I have painful rectal itch.
Are you awake when you do this, or this is something that you kind of do in your sleep
It's
zone?
like an in-between, and then I'll wake up the next morning and go, my finger stinks.
I was going to say, are you saying you're waking up with your hand up your arm?
Oh, no.
Isn't that an old Confucius? Man who go to bed with itchy butt, wake up with stinky finger.
That's impolitic.
I do. Do it in the
Well,
night.
it was from the East.
night.
Do you need to wear gloves to bed now?
Do it's terrible.
Oven mitts.
Or duct tape your butt shut?
Your gauntlet, sir.
It's so terrible. But I'll wake up and I'll have that faint, like a dream. It'll just come to you like, oh my God, I did. I scratched my butt in the night because it's just overwhelming.
Hey.
Oh, and your wife does the laundry.
About once a week it happens. And then the other
Are you
thing,
wearing shorts?
Yeah, shorts and.
Are you going through the short?
Through the short. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I know that I'm doing that. I know that I am. And then secondly, the CPAP machine. Sometimes about once a month, I'll just rip it off. I'll just take it off in the night, and then I'll wake up without it and be like, oh man, and I didn't sleep well. I don't know why I'm doing it.
But you're more comfortable, I bet.
I guess the dreams, maybe. I don't know. I take it off. I do, and then
Oh my God, what if you wake up and you've hooked it to your butt?
it could be. It could be. I mean, you just never know what's going to. I'm in the night lately. I'm doing things like that, but that butt scratching thing is for sure. I definitely do.
can't
Quite
be
a
good.
scene in your bed at night.
Oh, it's terrible.
A lot going on.
It's terrible. I'm gonna have to try a new salve or something this weekend.
What? Yeah, it's all
Look
done.
at your body language.
You're
Look
done.
at you.
You've used everything.
He's reached the end of his usable life.
Really have.
No, we got to keep on going though.
We have a meeting.
Pat him awake.
That's right. So anyway,
So back to our friend in
yes,
Kansas.
yes.
Back to our friends in Kansas, Robert. I don't know how old he is. Excuse me. But Robert, here's where Robert's story differs from yours. He claims that his CPAP machine gave him lung cancer. So he is suing. Now, I don't know which company makes your machines, but if it's Philips Respironics,
No.
you might want to double check. According to Robert's lawsuit, he was diagnosed with lung cancer in December of 19. So this is 3 years of using the CPAP machine. His doctors had to perform a lobectomy, which is the surgical removal of one of the lobes of your lungs because of the cancer. So in the summer of 2021, certain Philips brand ventilators and CPAP machines were indeed recalled over concerns that a foam component could disintegrate over time and then be inhaled.
Well,
And
then
once
I-
that's in you, then of course all bets are off.
Oh, then I think he's got a case. I was going to say what case does he have, but now that answers it. Right.
This may
there.
be something we'll have to bring up with our attorney.
We should talk with her about that. In fact, we'll talk with her about that on Friday. She's going to join us here in a minute. I think we've got a message into her to talk about that Top Gun case.
What's her call sign?
What would be
Heavyweight?
Yeah.
2 boxing gloves in the sky.
What is Lisa Lanier's call sign? What a good question. Yeah. She'll be joining us, hopefully, here shortly to talk about that Top Gun case.
So is that like a sponge and it's like asbestos in it or something?
I don't know if it's the filtering or if it's just some. I'm not sure how these
There's
things
a
are
casing in
constructed.
there too. Yeah.
Or if it's to keep the temperature regulated.
It does that. It does all those things.
You know,
And
insulation.
there's a motor in there of some
There is.
sort, so it's got to stay cool. So
Yeah.
something's got to be surrounding it
Yeah, you're right.
to keep it from overheating.
That's
but
fine.
but you would think that you couldn't have that anywhere near the air passages.
Yeah.
You'd think. Maybe they screwed it up. If they have, I mean,
Right.
since they recalled
That's
it,
bad design.
I think he wins.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's suing for, but if the machine gave you lung cancer.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting case.
Now I don't know if you're Phillips, if you try to say, does this guy have other factors? He may. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure what that will come up if they go to court.
Very good question for her. Well, sneak it in when she comes on here next.
All right.
We'll have her in.
All
We'll
right.
have her in.
That's what heavyweights do.
Yeah, that's right.